Hello, everybody, and I made a mistake. But enough about that. We got a lot to get through and not a lot of time to get through it. So, hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of BuffoonCraft. It has finally arrived. Now, this is a season to remember. Now, about remembering and about seasons, I remember nothing about Season 1, according to the lore. So, what you should go do is go watch all the other videos, comment on these videos what I did so I know. Shameless plug is allowed. Now, what has happened is, as you can see, we got a little house. We got a nice little house that I completely made, had no help with, absolutely none. No, nothing, nobody helped. This is my house. I don't share it with anybody. Okay, all of those were lies. Flying Villager built this, and I'm sharing it with him. Really, it's his house, and I'm just living in it. So, but look at this town. There's a town. There's a flying. There's a flying. That's a flying dude. Editor. Yeah, you edit him out. Okay, thank you. So what's going on here is, if you look at this, we got a nice little town. Now, we didn't build this. We're repairing it, but we didn't build it. Onto the lore. We've awakened. Where have we awakened? We've awakened over here. Over by the non-existent flying not flying guy. So over here, what has happened is we have spawned here with numerous creators, of which there is right here. Nope, right there. Bam! Look at that. Look! All those people. Amazing, isn't it? And we got here saying, "Read me." But basically, we've awakened here with no knowledge. The town was burning. Everything was in chaos. The clock was clicking, ticking, and everything was just kind of broken down. That house wasn't there. That was actually entirely built. That was not in the town. This giant thing is here. But on to why I made a mistake. I've streamed all of episode 1, what I would consider episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. But didn't record much of it. Or, well, I did record it, but I deleted the recordings because I thought they were broken. Turns out they weren't broken. I'm stupid. And on top of that, it turns out that chickens are messing with the doors. It also turns out that the stream, when I streamed it, it was having a ton of audio issues, which are now hopefully resolved. And secondly, whenever you play like Windows Player, it doesn't like multiple audio tracks in any way, shape, or form. So while I thought the recording was broken, I moved it into Premiere as a test to figure out what the problem was. No, it was just Windows being incredibly frustrating for no reason. So everything was broken, but also everything was not broken. It's all been fixed now. No issue. We don't need to worry about it. But on to the lore, which I thought I was going to get to. A little setup of the town. This is the pub. That's not the pub. This is the pub and tavern to my left. To my right is the post office, where we can actually go ahead and look at all the other creators. Wow, look at that. Not a lot of people. Please don't remove Sasha's mailbox. That's oddly specific. But a ton of amazing content creators, which you should go check out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... Well, yeah, I guess that list had all their links. So all the links will be in the description. Wow, look at this. I'm on top of it today. Other people doing my work for me is always a good day. But anyway, woke up. We started to adventure amongst the town, and we found boxes with our names on it. I lost mine. It was a shulker box. I died. Lost mine. It was just some basic resources. It was fine. Okay, that's... So... We started building up the town It was kind of broken down. Really, it was in shambles. This was our refuge. This table wasn't here. There was like 50 beds in here. Not lying. Maybe not 50. There were a lot of beds in here, and we all slept together. I wasn't a part of that, so I made myself a secret little room. I got my own little bed, and it was pretty cute. So, after taking refuge in the town, we started to repair it and kind of choosing places in the town to live, which is kind of extremely cool because we're all living together and it's all within proximity chat. If I can find Kai Lady, who is on right now, hopefully I'll be able to show you what that proximity chat is. But basically, we're all on a server, and if we're close to each other, we can hear each other. It's proximity chat. Anyway, so now, this tavern. This tavern is now our home meeting place. We all meet here. None of us... Kai Lady lives here. She's actually taking care of the tavern, which... Amazing person, by the way. Go check out on twitch.tv/Kai Lady, I believe it is. This is her room, which, by the way, beautiful. Love the pink shulker box. Kind of want to steal it, but I'm not going to. And then we got a community storage. Ain't that amazing? Community. It's all about the community. Except someone stole some things of mine, and it was not very community-like. But we'll get into that later in a second, once I sleep. Because everyone in this place, Chronicle, this town is called Chronicle. Everyone in Chronicle is kind of very uptight about sleeping, to be honest. But anyway, we have these lecterns. These are books that we found amongst the town that are kind of depicting what happened before we got here. Long story short, it's a lot of pages. But longer story put into the shortest amount of knowledge that I think I have. The town, a curse has befallen the town. It's not a curse. I'm saying it's a curse. It's not a curse. It might be a curse. Okay, let me rephrase. I don't know it's a curse. I think it's a curse, but I don't know. Those are two very different things. But basically, what happened was they started building outposts. They were a happy, lively town with Sasha, John. Those are the only two names that I remember. And they were happy. They were lively. You know, it was going good. Sasha's been having issues with fertility on the farm, with her farm, which has been broken and should be replaced by whoever broke that. I didn't do it this time. And she started testing like soil levels, and it was not great, you know. Soil, I don't know how she tested it. I don't know what type of research she's achieved to do so, but you know, good for her. She was a very smart lady. Oh, that's Kai Lady. Oh, let's go test it out. Kai. Okay.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
I was talking about the lore.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, beautiful. How much money do I have to throw at you for this shulker box?
I'm not getting rid of it.
Okay. You're the second. Yeah, I died and lost mine.
Oh no.
I'm hoping the entity who's hopefully watching this episode will, I don't know, maybe I'll stumble across one or something. But yeah, I died and lost mine very early on.
That sucks.
But yeah, proximity chat, which is amazing considering we're all close together and in a community. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna get back to making the lore make sense.
Yeah.
All right. So essentially, fertility levels were all out of whack. I don't know if they were good or bad. They were just out of whack. In a good way or a bad way, who knows? I should probably reread that book. Anyway, so then they started making outposts, and you know, some kind of weird things were happening. And then miners, they had an expedition, a mining expedition, and they found a dragon den, which happened to be right below this town, which was kind of a bad place to put a dragon den. And the dragon not happy, but they didn't stop their expedition. So dragon decided to come up and burn the town to embers. Now, from what it seems like, they took a few days for the dragon to fully do its damage. It wasn't instant. We know that because they actually had time to make a little refuge room that it happens to be in the tavern. We'll visit it later because that's where an enchanting table is. And they took refuge, and then, as far as I'm aware, the story just kind of drops off there. We haven't figured out too much beyond that. I don't know, not that I'm aware of. Secondly, while this is all happening, this clock tower went terrible. It made it to where night was permanent. And it was, ooh, moth, hello. And it was not great. Not great, not fun times, especially considering everyone here is stingy about sleeping. Anyway, I don't have a problem with that. So we get on and we're finding these books, right? We're exploring, we're getting all the books. And then this started as like a few 2-3 pieces of obsidian. 2-3 pieces. And then, now keep in mind, this is a span of like 5 hours, probably around there. This happens. It started building itself slowly, and we don't necessarily know why. At least I'm not aware of if we know why yet. But it just exists there, and now it's a thing. I don't know if we've ever dealt with that. The clock tower was having issues. Time was going all wonky around here. I think we fixed it. Time seems to be relatively fixed now. I wasn't there. I was out adventuring when they fixed it. What else happened? So much more happened. I made an alliance. Everyone's kind of community, except for one situation. Anyway, we're all kind of all a part of a community, very community-based, very happy, go-friendly, except for that situation. Anyway, so, Flying Villager and I started building this little... He started repairing... This was not here originally. Repairing the house that was here, and I was like, hey, bud, let's just live together. And he was like, sure, man. And then Greener Canuck, who also streams. Yeah, Greener Canuck. Nope, I know no other way to pronounce that. Started living here on top of the mountains. So we've extended a bit of what is it called? Defensive alliance? Defensive pact type of thing, to hopefully we become 3 partners in a very wealthy relationship. So we started building here. I made very smart of me a lava generator, which all of this lava alone, by the way, except for the... Okay, it seems we're missing 2 buckets, and I'm not entirely excited about that. That full chest can smelt 5,400 blocks before I ever have to think about replacing it. Yes, that's a lot of blocks, and it might be powering my next super smelter. Anyway, how do I put this without revealing too much? Somebody decided to mess with this. Somebody. We don't know yet. And they decided to put composting bins instead of cauldrons with a sign saying your greed equals bad or something. I don't exactly remember the specific words. I should have. Granted, in retrospect, but I didn't. Let's just say stealing something very valuable to me is not safe for one's health. Not great. Not great, not good, no. I would highly advise against it. Anyway, onto this book. I have a stylish book. It's called Stylish's Book of Secrets. Okay. Stylish's Book of Secrets. 5 pages, log 1. Basically, it's a log book tracking everything that kind of happens to me, relating. Well, okay, everyone's relating it to the entity, which I haven't mentioned yet. We'll be getting to there in a second. I'm using it as like an overall, overarching, just my character personally. Not every like contact with the entity, which mainly it's been about the entity so far, but it's not the approach I'm taking it. And you might be wondering, who's this entity? We don't know. Effectively, we don't know. I call him Mr. Ghost. Some people call him the entity. Some people call him A. Some people call him Mr. A. Everyone kind of has a name for him. So here's what we know 100%. Nothing. Here's what we are assuming. They are a god. Some people will call them a benevolent god. Yes, Chris, I'm talking about you. And they exist beside us. Granted, not a lot of contact has been, well, a lot of contact, but not a lot of information from those contacts has been divulged. So here's the 100%. We know they exist. We know that overall they're not entirely bad to the extent of our knowledge. They are helpful. They like to prank a little bit. You know, but it's not like a sort of pranking as in I'm doing it to be bad to you. More of I took some word out of context and, you know, haha, funny. Which sometimes it's not funny. You know, making me walk 500 blocks in a direction and then walk 500 blocks back just because I said, I don't know where I am. And so I might have been led home, even though I didn't want to be led home, and I didn't know I was being led home. But you know, you get the style. So that's kind of what we know for sure. Everyone kind of has their theory about what the entity is. I call him Ghosty Poo. Ghosty Poo. I switch between entity and ghost pretty regularly. I use them both interchangeably. And I actually had a conversation with him, and using trapdoors, like, hey, flick once for yes, flick for 2 for now. And they were like, yeah, I like the name Mr. Ghost and Entity. Doesn't like the name Mr. A, which is interesting. Anyway, on to my little axolotl. He's called Bob's uncle. There is a story behind it. The story is, I was adventuring and I was in desperate need of some wood. It was very sad and I don't know why I'm tearing up, but I am. It was very sad. Anyway, I complained about this very verbally and loud. And some might say that the entity heard my cry across the lands, and I didn't see it happen. But next thing you know, I turn a corner in a cave, mind you, very deep in a cave. And oh wow, a tree is there with a few axolotls. So I took a bucket, picked up an axolotl, and said, I was actually referring to a spider. There was a spider named Bob, and then there was a spider named Bob's uncle. I was talking to the spiders. But I picked up the axolotl, mentioning Bob's uncle, talking to the spider, referring to the spider, not the axolotl. And I continue mining for about 30 more minutes. And then I noticed some kind of changes in the aura around me. And I was like, man, the ghost is probably... I sensed the ghost around. And so I offered up the axolotl because I was theorizing that the entity, the ghost, is just kind of lonely. He's just very lonely. So I offered him a very good companion, Mr. Axolotl. And, you know, I come home and notice that there was a pond And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw an axolotl in the pond. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Aw. And then, like 4 or 5 hours later, I go up to the axolotl and I notice his name is named Bob's uncle. I originally I thought it was the ghost giving me an axolotl, but I didn't 100%. And then I looked at his name and I was like, it's definitely him. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Anyway, so that was my very small encounter with the entity, the ghost. This was before I had a book, so it's not logged, unfortunately. But it does exist. It do exist. So I think, man, it's a lot of story to get through. It's a lot of information to throw at you. Kind of at the end here, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you for watching this far. First of all. Second of all, it's gonna be a mix of YouTube and of videos and live streams. I don't know if I can really say I'm going to definitely stick with one or the other, because it's much easier to do a lot of the stuff through a live stream because there's a lot of information and it's hard to condense that down to a video. But also, I don't want to. This is a very good series to document. While I'm not deleting any of the streams, just condensing it down. Like the entire story I gave you is probably a span of like 26 hours, 19 of which I played this game straight without stopping. So yeah, a lot of information to condense down into a short little, hey, this is what's going on. I know I threw kind of a lot at you. Hopefully there might, I'm planning on recording a official episode 2. I don't know entirely how the streams are going to work, but here's what I'm thinking is that I'm going to try to put them chronologically as of they happen. So while I may be streaming episode, quote unquote, episode 5, the next video that comes out will be episode 6. So in terms of videos, I only have 4 and 6, but the stream counts as episode 5. Or it's either that, or I'm going to do, like, if I stream in between 1 and 2, it's going to be episode 1.5. And so that's kind of what I did with Journeycraft. I did 1.5, 1.75, because I don't know. I'm debating. I could like overwrite everything I'm saying and completely change everything up. I do not have a streaming schedule, so please turn on your notifications because I'm probably going to be streaming here in an hour. So it's very, hey, you know, we're doing. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I hope that you can come along the adventure with us here in the town of Chronicles. Season 2, a season to remember. My goodness, it's been 3 days, and so much has happened. So go check out those other streamers as much as you can. I'm gonna try to keep my audience as updated as I possibly can. I might fall short on a few things, but I'm going to try my best. Please don't hate me. And if there's anything like that you would like to see for this series, please let me know. I'm always down to try some things out. So have a good day. Keep on thinking. Right down there, there's a playlist for none other than probably, what am I going to put? Subnautica. We're going to put Subnautica there because why not? Have a good day. Keep on thinking.